Hello everyone, welcome back. So in the previous video, we went over basics of Python dictionaries, and we're using this example, a dictionary that I called Gogan, which has the first key word in the dictionary, the first variable, if I may, is artist, and the name of the artist is Paul Gauguin. The city is the next keyword, and the value of city is Paris. And the next keyword or the next key in the or the variable name in the dictionary Gauguin is country, and the value is France. All right. So now, what if I'm just interested in finding out which keys we have in my dictionary? So if I scroll all the way back to one of the first videos here, when I was exploring the properties and methods of the class dict, because every dictionary is an object of class dict, I found out that I have all of these classes by running dir dict. I found out all of these classes in there, and one of them is keys, right? The other one is values. And then later on, I explored a little bit and found out what the method that keys can do for me, which is to list the dictionary keys. And we're going to use it right now. The same thing for values. Okay, so let's go back to this the topic right now. Okay, let's go to keys right there. All right, so what I'm going to do is first I already instantiated a dictionary that I called Gauguin, right? I know that because I just did it in the previous video and I just listed it, all of these items right here. I was able to display the key and value pairs of my dictionary. So what if I were just interested in the keys? So with that, we run that method keys, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to run the method, and I have to use the dot notation. So dot keys associated with the instantiated object of class dict, which is Gauguin. All right, Gauguin is an object. Gauguin is a dictionary, but it's also an object of class dict for dictionary. And that's what we call a dictionary. So most of what happens in Python is going to run like this. Just about everything is an object, and those objects out of a class that is defined somewhere. In this case, we're lucky that dictionaries are internal. They are built in, come in with Python, right? We don't have to call any libraries to bring them in. We just run them. So the method that I'm going to show you here is keys. So once I capture the keys, I'm going to put them inside a variable that I decided to name Gauguin underscore keys. I can call it anything I want as long as it doesn't conflict with a keyword from Python, like del is a keyword. I wouldn't use del, but I can use Gauguin underscore keys. That's unique. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to run this command. So at this point, I just ran it. You can see the 17 increased right here. I just ran it, and now I'm going to see what's in it. I'm just going to type the name of the variable that capture the whatever these keys return. Whatever these keys return is captured in keys. And let me show you something else before I run it. If I go back to one of the first videos where we were exploring dictionaries, this is where we run keys. And it says it's going to return keys when it runs a set-like object providing a view on dictionary keys. So it's going to return that view on the dictionary keys. But it didn't say what type it was. It's what it said a set-like object. So what does that mean? That is why I brought you back here, just to show you that word set-like object. What does that mean? It's kind of strange. So let's see what's inside Gauguin keys. And it comes back and it says dictionary keys, and enclosed within regular parenthesis, and then it's a list. How do I know it's a list? It's because it has the square brackets. You see that anytime you have square brackets and then items separated by commas, that right here, those brackets, that is a list. Therefore, what I see here, I see a bracket and I see another bracket. This is an open bracket and this is the closed bracket. Inside, I have a list with items separated by commas. And then my list in this case is, we see the items artist, city, and country. And since I was trying to get the keys, those are my keys. Artist from my dictionary, city, and country. So we use the word keys for the keyword, for the value. I don't want to use the word value, the keyword that is the name of your variable. The value is what is assigned to that variable. And we'll get more into that in the next few seconds. But now you saw that I was able to just capture only the keys. But what type is that? Remember when I went back above and showed you what I get out of keys, it says a set-like object. It didn't say exactly what kind of object it is, but I want to know what kind of object it is. And anytime I want to know what kind of object or type of object, I run the type method that you have right here. And within parentheses, I put the object's name, which is Gauguin keys. Let's run it. And it says the object type is dictionary keys. Dict underscore keys. Well, that's fine. But if I want to make use of it downstream in my software, if I want to get that list of artists, which you can see the list within the brackets right here, I want to use that list, but I cannot use it right now, right away, because what I return in Gauguin keys is really not a list. It is a dict keys type of object. So if I want to have a list, I'd run another command that is list, another built-in function in Python is called list. So that built-in function, list, and then within parentheses, is going to return whatever is in here in the type of class list. Want to see how that runs? Let's do that. So list of my Gauguin keys, I want them in terms of list. So I run that. Now I see what's inside list keys. And now I don't have all of this gibberish that I had before, dict underscore keys and parentheses, and then my list engulfed under all of that, and then another parenthesis, which makes it a little bit cumbersome, although there could be a good use for that as well. I just want it as a list, a plain old vanilla flavor list. And that's what I have right here, because I can see that all I got is my square bracket at the beginning and my square bracket at the end. Square bracket, so I know it's a list, okay? Well, let's confirm that by running type on my list keys. I just called it list keys when I received it. That's what I called it. I can call it anything I want, but I decided to call it list keys to remind myself what it is that I'm trying to do, which is to show you that now I want to convert that other dictionary keys that I received before into a list. So let's find out. Type is the built-in function, just like we did in line 19. Here is a built-in function that is going to tell me what type of object list underscore keys is. Which class does it belong to? And as you expected, it is a class list. So I have accomplished getting my keys in the form of a list. And I love that because lists are more common. You will be able to use them in many other places. So you just are interested in making it format the type list, okay? Now let's do the same, but for values. Let's explore that. So there was a method, just like there was one for, let's go back, for keys. If I go back to my methods, there was another method for values. So I'm going to get my values and I'm going to put them in a variable named Gogan underscore values. All right. I'm going to do the same thing just like I did for keys. I did it right there. And now I'm going to list them. And here is dict underscore values. Then there is the parentheses. Then there is the square brackets. And within the square brackets, we see that we have a list with the values. And the values are Paul Gauguin, Paris, and France. If I go back to my original dictionary, right? In the original dictionary, you have artist, Paul Gauguin, that's the value. The value is Paul Gauguin. Then city, and the value of city is Paris, that's the value. And then France, that's the value. So in other words, the values that I got are Paul Gauguin, Paris, and France. These are my three values in my dictionary, right? Because the other ones, this one, and this one are keys. So artist is a key, city is a key, and country is a key. But the values are Paul Gauguin, Paris, and France. All right? So therefore, when we ran that command of getting my values with the method values, I got Paul Gauguin, Paris, and France. But what type are they? Well, by now you probably can guess. They're type dictionary values, dict underscore values. Well, I don't want them in dict underscore values. I want them to be type list. So to do that, I run my built-in function list and convert my dict underscore values into actual lists. And I'm calling that list underscore values. You can call it anything you want. These are just variable names that you make up. You can call them anything you're comfortable with. So I just did that. I just ran that. I assigned Gauguin values into a list. And when I see that, I don't see any more of this gibberish of dict values and the parentheses and the closing parentheses. All I see is my list. As you can see, my list. How do I know it's a list again? Is because we have the square brackets, then the items inside the square brackets, separated by commas, and then close the square bracket. Open the square bracket, close the square bracket. All right, so that's my list. But just to make sure that we're not missing anything, let's run the type function, built-in function on that object and see what it does. List. It just confirms to me that what I have is indeed a list. All right, so it's a list of my values, the values that are stored in my dictionary. All right, so we'll come back and explore a few more things about dictionaries. And for now, I will talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.